All right, y'all, let's get into Oklahoma a little bit because this ties into that big so-called earthquake that's going to ricochet around Kansas and North Texas and Houston and Arkansas, Missouri, and all those things. And it's going to help ring that Liberty Bell, so-called, and that Bible Belt, and that old Liberty Bell got divided, right? Had that little crack in there. So, Oklahoma is talking about making laws against foreign ownership of land, and they are talking about organized crime being there as far as the Armenians, Russians, Serbians, Mexicans, and Chinese. And they're also mentioning the Chinese Communist Party. Okay? So we have a Trojan horse going on. We got this enemy here. We got that enemy here. Whatever, right? We've been seeing this, that, and the other play out. Practice rounds, simulation rounds. And as the simulation is building into a projection, that projection is when we're going to get that 4D reality when everything's going all around, okay? So, all these things are stacking. And the guns of these areas, they're all going to be put to a test. And that Big Bang is part of the bang stick. And so you have the BB in Israel. And then you have the BB in Texas. And you have the Constitution, the Kevin Stitt in Oklahoma. But these are all going to be kind of a central home and hub for the Little Horn, in a matter of speaking. And Florida and such is also that Little Horn that's going to come to Texas as Florida is sending guard and stuff. And then you have the Dakota where Noam, the Noe, is sending stuff as well. And you have some other states. I think there's like 2 other states that I've read that are sending National Guard. Oklahoma sending some. I think Arkansas sent some. Either way. So we can see where this thing is happening. And then Texas is building a base and shit down there in Eagles Pass. Eagles Pass is for the bird to fly over. The bird ain't landing there. What do eagles do when they fly over? They come down and they either eat some shit, right? Or they fly over and you look up and you get some shit in your eye. Or you look up and you can hear it screeching in your ears. And saying, there is an eagle flying over. And she is creating a shadow on my world. And I'm going to track her. Because the Lady Liberty, in the times of trials, may not be what you're thinking. Mike Phelps mentions he came out with a comedy special. I mentioned it on the other video. He plays Day Day. Came out in 2/20. Today, it's not a full 2 days. He plays in next Friday, which is tied to this weekend, which take us for that Christmas special, the SNL and all this shit. But and he is from 89 to present. He has been active. So that's the ACTE. And the IV for the needle. And that sugar water, that sugar water. be something up the old Trump sleeve with this woman and the money and all these things, and it's going to be pretty good. Either way, so Michael Phelps, the Day, the next Friday, all these things are stacking up, and you have Leave This World Behind being shown, and it's all going and merging together. But he mentions the woman. I haven't finished the thing. I was kind of distracted a little bit, but I got to go back and listen to the full thing too. But either way, he mentions the Musk stash and that coochie wet. All right. That's talking about the Taylor Swift stuff and the 2025 XApp and 2024 XApp stuff coming for the X-Files. And then the PH off, that's the Planet Hollywood. And when you cut the onion, and that's the Q on the UN, or the Kim Jong-un, and the yen for the money, and just different things. But it's definitely showing something, and then Netflix is tying to the Begotten, and then Bibi Netanyahu and those things. But as we're on day 53, you have the Day coming out, the outages on day 53, and then the next Friday, day 54, the 45, and then you have day 55 for the Saturday, I'm sad here day. And then the Sunday for 56. Okay, and then from this time to the 88. And then once we get to the 88, we get the car, the DeLorean, get that kind of explosion, the X-Files and that kind of stuff, but also the X marks the spot, and we have that eclipse passing over Texas on 4/8, which ties to the 4/8 on 48 Israel, and 8/4 on Obama's birthday, and so much other. Okay? It's all going on around here, and the oil tanker crashed on the beach in Carolina. So the old tan Keher, right? They're talking about Biden being too old. They might make it to where they have it to where you have to be a certain age to run, but they need to make it to where you got to be a certain age where you can't run. Okay? So we're not going to end up with this shit show that we're going to be coming up with. All right? So either way, as we're coming into like a new heaven and earth, and we're going to be restructuring things. So that's where you would get like, you may not have an age on being too young to run. You may have an age on being too old to run. Okay? Because Jesus told us to be as children. And since people can't hang on to their childhood and they grow old and rockety, then, chair breaks. Either way, so the tribal land that Texas heat up, X marks the spot, everything's bigger in Texas, the bricks, all that stuff just stacking together. All right, so we're in it here, folks, on this one.